Hey everyone, Colbert here. Today we're in Jaybar's account. We just did an account takeover for his clan boss team. Basically, he told me, Colbert, can you do a takeover for me for the clan boss? I want an easy setup kind of team, and I want it to be on all affinities and hopefully all difficulties. There's one team out there that does this, guys, and it's called the Maneater team. It basically uses the Batman we have in the champions. So the Batman champion we have is Seeker. It's a bat. So, and a man, I guess. Yeah, that's why they called it the Batman. It originated, I think, from Napoleon, and then Rust modified it for this version of the clan boss. So if you haven't seen this video already from other content creators, then I'm going to show you how this setup works. Basically, Seeker is very important in this setup because he basically boosts your team so that your team goes twice before every turn that the boss takes. The speeds are very specific in a way, and you should check them through that with Jedi's calculator first, just in case, to make sure that everyone goes when they need to and the speeds work. I'm gonna go first and show you Seeker's speed. So Seeker's at 249 speed right now. Critical rate is very low. I would like to get this higher, hopefully as close to 75% as possible, and the reason is because I'm going to be using Bellanor in this team, who gives a critical rate aura, so about 75% should be okay for Seeker. But with the gear that we had available right now, we just had it at 39%. So 39%, 249 speed is what you need, and some attack there to get our damage a bit out. Of course, his skills are all maxed out, but what you need maxed out is basically his A2, because it fills the enemy, the allies' turn meter by 30%, and also provides an increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns, grants an extra turn. So this is basically a 2-turn cooldown. Very important to have this maxed out. And of course, I try to get some attack there. I would rather get an attack percentage chest, but I just didn't have it on this account. And then for masteries, guys, I went for the proper War Master and then defensive route for basic retribution to give us a counterattack chance at 50% when we get below 25% from a hit from the boss. If the boss hits you and you lose 25% or more HP, you basically counterattack at a 50% chance. So this is the offense tree. It's a very basic clan boss team. I use it on all champions except Painkeeper. Painkeeper is another champion that you use in this team. For this one, I just went the same route again, War Master, and I also got Lore of Steel this time, just to get some extra speed without needing too crazy gear. His speed right here is at 248, so 1 slower than Seeker. Again, I try to get some critical rate, critical damage as much as I could, and also getting some attack there just to get that extra bit of damage to our team. So there was Painkeeper, Seeker. The other 2 very important members of this team, guys, are 2 Maneaters. So if you don't have the 2 Maneaters, this team is very specific, so it needs 2 Maneaters, 1 Seeker, 1 Painkeeper, and then plus 1 DPS. The 1 DPS will vary depending on what you have. The best one out there is Draco, of course. Then the next best thing is Venus, and then the next best thing is something else, hopefully avoid Affinity. Actually, I would think that a Cold Heart could work because she also applies poison. She's got a max HP attack. She's got a good A1. If you get a War Master on her as well, that's additional extra bit of damage. She will get more turns, more damage. I think she would be a good choice if you don't have a very good DPS. Here we had Bellanor. I tried him out and he worked fine for Ultra Nightmare, and you're gonna see what I did on Ultra Nightmare. Now the 2 Maneaters, guys, the 2 Maneaters are both with speed sets, but one needs to be faster than the other, the fast Maneater and the slow Maneater. So the one that's very fast actually is at 265 speed, guys, and 2.6k attack. I know I could get that higher if I wanted to, but you know, I would lose speed. So 265 is very strict. Critical rate, critical damage, as much as you can basically, so you get more damage. Other than that, the skills are all maxed out. Basically, you need a 3 maxed out, and then masteries, you again go for War Master and Retribution. Nothing else really matters. From the defense tree, he doesn't need the defense. It's going to be an unkillable team. No one will get touched really and be in danger after a certain point of turns. You know, the dangerous turns where the boss basically starts to one-shot everyone each time he hits. So yeah, I just try to go for some damage on every single piece of gear. So attack there, attack percentage, critical damage, attack on the banner, so as low accuracy as possible if you're using a poisoner. But for this team we don't use a poisoner, so you don't care if by accident we get an attack down debuff on the boss. We've got lots of room for debuffs. So the second Maneater, the slow Maneater, guys, same gear concept as the other ones. Try to max out your damage but keep the speed at 247, so slower than Seeker, slower than Painkeeper, but faster than our DPS. So he's gonna be basically fourth. So fast Maneater, Seeker, Painkeeper, no, yeah, fourth. Of course, again, maxed out his A3 and mastery is the same as the other Maneater. So the turn now is for our DPS. Our DPS, guys, can be whatever you want, but it will be affected in Affinity. When Affinity comes, that's gonna affect your team. So the best thing would be to have a Void champion in there. Next best thing, the best thing is actually Draco, who doesn't really care about Affinity in terms of applying his defense down and weaken, but his poisons do care about Affinity, and that's when your damage is gonna be a bit down. But next best thing would be Venus. My Venus does not get a 1 key in there. She gets about 55 million with my team. What we have here is Bellanor. Bellanor is really good as a DPS role here because first of all we have him totally maxed out. So we put a Relentless set on him. This is the trick here. The Relentless set will not affect you. You will not care about getting those extra turns. Those extra turns are actually beneficial for you because you get more turns. More chances to do your skills. More skills means more damage basically. So Bellanor, Relentless set, and then a Cruel set just to get that extra bit of ignore defense, just an extra bit of damage. Of course, if we could, we would have used, you know, a poison set maybe, just apply poisons. If we could get a poison and a Relentless set, he would be way better, but I think the Relentless is way better than just going poison. So I wish the poison set was a 2 set so I could put both of them on. But yeah, so I have him at 220 speed. I've got him at 71% critical rate and 232 critical damage. Of course, guys, the highest you get this, the better. 4.6k attack, which is very nice. Of course, again, the higher you get it, the more damage you're gonna get out of your champion. So the good thing about Bellanor is that he applies a critical rate buff on all allies if he crits. And he also has an aura that gives a 24% crit to everyone. So basically my 71% becomes a 95%. So I'm missing 5% crit. I wish I could get it, but if he crits with his A1, he gains another 30% critical rate there, which is nice. So basically he will always crit after that point. The bad thing about this buff is that it's 1 turn only. I wish this was a 2-turn buff, just to make it better for him when he gains an extra turn from the Relentless set. So his A2 is the one that applies a decreased defense and a weaken. He's like Razin in that way. Razin has this also on a single target, but for here Bellanor also attacks the enemy and can also place a 60% increased defense buff on this champion. If he kills an enemy, that won't happen here, and we don't care about increased defense. Then he has this skill called Overkill. This does good amount of damage, does about 120k crit, so not bad damage. And you know, because we get reduced turns from that reduced cooldown from Painkeeper, you can actually get more of these A3s in the fight. And masteries, again guys, similar to each and every one of the others except Painkeeper. War Master and Retribution is what you need here. All the others don't really matter. Of course, Grim Resolve is good once you start getting low on health. Ruthless Ambush is only basically on the first hit that you do, and then Wrath of the Slain just doesn't work. So this is the setup, guys. I'm just gonna show you how the setup works on the clan boss. First of all, Ultra Nightmare. This is what we did. I tried it out just before I was making this video. So I tried it out first on Ultra, and we did about 38 million damage. Bellanor there was of course the MVP, and everyone else helped a bit. 38 million means it's a 2-key team, so 2-key team is fantastic. It means you go 2 keys on Ultra, 1 key on Nightmare, and if you want to go crazy, you go another key on Brutal. The good thing about this team is that it works on every single affinity. You see the other teams here that are very similar to this one, but except they've got the Draco as the DPS. Draco actually makes this way more fun because Draco gives you that 1 key potential. These guys didn't get a 1 key, I think, because the boss went force and they tried to do this on force. Maybe, not sure, maybe they're not optimized enough for a 1 key, but that team can definitely do a 1 key. And then this also works on Nightmare, and this is what we're gonna show guys, how this team works on Nightmare as well. So this is the team. I'm gonna show you the setup basically here, and then we're gonna skip right to the end just to see what kind of damage we did and if we managed to get a 1 key on Nightmare. I haven't tested it before, so I hope it does a 1 key on Nightmare, since it's a very close 2 key on Ultra. So there we go with the A3 on Maneater, then A2 on Seeker. He immediately gains an extra turn. We go in, attack, and then on the other Maneater we go in with the A2 guys, not A3. That's it. And then Painkeeper A3, reduce the cooldowns, and that's it. Basically we press auto. After that, you see he gains an extra turn there. This is how the team is gonna work. So already we have 1 point something million damage on turn 2. Everyone goes just as fine. So I'm gonna skip this video right through to the end just to see how much damage we did, and if it failed, I'm gonna just skip it right there and show you guys that it failed. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. The Nightmare setup worked. We're at about turn 49, 45 million damage, so 1 key Nightmare. This is perfect. This is what you need. You don't care about more than that. Basically it's just to show off if you get more than 40 million. So 1 key Nightmare, 2 key Ultra Nightmare, and then 1 key Brutal, whatever you want to go for, and it's all gonna work. See, turn 50 the boss goes angry mode and then just kills everyone. 46 million, fantastic. And it did work. And yeah, this is the setup guys. If you like this video guys, of course leave a like down below, comment on how you use this setup if you do already, and which other champion you use there as the DPS. I thought the Cold Heart actually might even do more damage than Bellanor. I think with the same gear, like a Relentless set and a Cruel set, I think a Cold Heart can actually do way more because she would also apply poisons on the target. So yeah, I might try that out in the future for a video or something. So yeah guys, thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.